Good evening, top of the evening. Welcome back to Regina Association and Hood Channel. And today I want to talk about Claressa Shields, y'all. You know Claressa Shields, that boxer, that young girl, that boxer, she cool and everything, but I had been wondering what's been going on with her. I noticed that she's always angry, y'all. I noticed that she's always beefing with people on social media, even Layla Ali. You know what I'm saying? And she's also beefing with her boyfriend's wife, Remy Ma. But I used to wonder why she doing all that? Why she acting like that? She all at the basketball game, beating her chest and just acting all over the place. And Papoose all the way over there. So I went down the rabbit hole and I found out when the girl was young, do you know she never had a bed? She never had a bed until she was 17 years old. And how she got that bed, y'all, she worked for that bed. She used to do kickboxing and stuff. So that's how she got her first bed, y'all. So she went through a lot of stuff growing up. She said her childhood was bad. It was terrible. You feel what I'm saying? But she got through it, I see. And her father was the one who influenced her to box. And she went on and proceeded to box. She's very successful with it. She's a beautiful black woman. She got her little situation going on. She got attitude galore. She ain't been dressing too good, but she getting better. But she always in competition with somebody. And I just want to put it out here and say this. Even though she went through what she went through as a child, and I don't know all the details, but I do know that she didn't have a bed until she was 17 years old. So just imagine you as a child never slept in a bed. You didn't have your own bed until you were 17 years old. I don't know where she was sleeping. I don't know if she was sharing a bed with somebody or sleeping in the bed with her mama. I don't know. But I know she said she ain't get no bed until she was 17 years old. And she grew up terribly. So with that being said, I see why she act the way that she act. I see why she act that way. Her upbringing wasn't too good. So when she got up and started making that money, she got the things that she didn't get when she was young. She got a big bed now, y'all. She got a big old house. No children, no husband. And she even got a big swimming pool in the back. She brags a lot. She boasts a lot. But what I don't like about it is she always trying to fight somebody. And just be, I got you. I'm going to beat you. I know them boxers, they be doing stuff like that. Because Muhammad Ali used to do stuff like that. But when you start messing with Lala Ali, you got me messed up, Lord. And then you messing with Remy Ma, your boyfriend's wife. I think it's time to humble yourself. Because the way you got up there, baby, you can always come down. And you sitting around here talking about you want to get pregnant and stuff like that by this man. And the only job that he have is being your manager. And once you get pregnant, Lord, he going to take that paper and he going to be out of there. Just like he was sitting over there at the game when you were, like a goddamn ape. And I don't like the idea of her messing with a married man. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I want to know how she'll feel if her husband did the same thing to her. Because you got to keep in mind, whatever you put out into the universe, it's going to come back on your ass. So if you putting all this out, you messing with somebody's husband, when you do get a husband or a permanent boyfriend, guess what? He going to mess around on you. He going to go mess with somebody else. 9 times out of 10, his wife. So those are the only things I don't like about her. But I do understand why she acts the way that she act, like she ain't never had nothing. Because guess what? She ain't never had nothing. But she got something now. Thank God for it. And I was just thinking about when I was young, after the age of 13, the struggle was real. I remember sleeping in the bed with 3 people and a baby. I remember that. I remember sleeping on the goddamn sofa for a long time as a teenager. The floor was my friend, love. So I know how it feels. I'm glad that God gave her that gift, and her dad, pushed her and made her go into kickboxing and boxing so she can be in a better place. But it's time for you to humble yourself and let everything play out. And if you get pregnant by that man ain't gonna be with you no more, love. Just know that. And I'll be back. Peace.
Now, I heard someone say that Claressa Shields was one of the biggest jokes of the century. I guess they were saying because, a lot of people seem to think that Papoose is making a fool out of her. But I gotta say this. She's not the biggest fool of the century. She's like the average woman that most women know. She's that type of woman that just happy to have a man. It just so happens she thinks she stole a man from his wife, which would never turn out right. If anybody knows that you cannot find happiness in somebody else's husband, we all know that. She might have to live a little longer to understand that. And then too, I think more so now it's a competition, and it has more to do with Remy Ma than Papoose. It's like a competition, like I took your man and you can't get him back. Especially when she's talking about having a child next year. Why would you have a child and you're an athlete doing what you do? Why would you have a child to slow your career down? I don't see a woman that's a boxer having a child getting pregnant at the height of her career. I don't see it. And then too, if Papoose with you, because I think he is, just because you get in that bag, imagine if you get pregnant next year, what he's gonna do. And then too, another flag should go off in your head, because he ain't got a divorce from Remy Ma yet. Anybody that doesn't want to be with somebody, won't he divorce them? Don't you have enough money to pay for the divorce? But like I said, she just reminds me of the average woman that's happy to have a man in her life, and it just so happens to belong to somebody else, and she thinks she stole him. So now it's a competition. Like, she's more so with him now to prove a point to Remy Ma that, hey, I got your man, and that's how it's gonna be. But if she gets pregnant next year, trying to trap Papoose and make sure she got him locked in there, she gonna get a rude awakening, because I bet you that's gonna make him leave. I'm not wishing nothing bad on her, but she making her bed. She made her bed anyway, and she gotta lay in it. Because I'm gonna say this again, nothing comes good to a woman that plays around with a married man.